You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, another great episode. Very enjoyable. I think this episode was 46 minutes. I actually don't know the name of the episode because sometimes on Disney Plus it will tell you chapter 22 or whatever, and then an hour or so later it changes to the name, which is what happens usually when I do it. If I do the review straight away, it comes up straight away. So I'll have to go back and look at this one. But very interesting, man. It started off with I think we started off on a ship somewhere in the galaxy with these people called the Calamaris, which is quite funny. I can't lie. They got squid faces. And they were captured by the Mandalorian, but not the Mandalorian that we're thinking of. Bo-Katan's previous fleet of the Night Owls. They're all mercenaries now and working for different people and contractors. So we get the guy there, the character who Sasha Banks plays, and then their whole job is to just be mercenaries. So whatever they're contracted to do, they do it, get it done, get paid, and move on. Kind of like how we've always known the Mandalorian to be, like Boba Fett and such. So we go from there. We get to follow Bo-Katan and Mando and Grogu to this planet. Obviously, she's on the quest now to find different Mandos throughout, exiled Mandalorians throughout the galaxy and stuff, to bring them all together, because she had been entrusted with that from the armorer in the previous episode, because this is the way. So upon doing this, they land on a planet. I think the planet is called Plazar, and it's a independent planet. I don't know if it's part of the New Republic. I don't think it is. It's not registered, but they have all these different rules where they're allowed to do certain things and not do certain things, and they can't have any kind of army or fleet or such there. The people who run this place they're not kings. One's a duchess and a general or captain, I think, played by Jack Black and Lizzo, which threw me off straight away. I didn't know they were going to be in this. I never knew anything about them being in it, but fun to see. They were quite good. You know what I mean? Jack Black's always funny. First time seeing Lizzo in anything other than music, so big up to both of them too. And they basically say that they've got an issue where they need help from the Mando, and if they help them, it will introduce you to our fleet of Mandalorians that we use, because basically the Calamari who was captured is from this place and was needed to be brought back. So it's a favour for a favour. They have the issue of these droids that have gone up. They've all malfunctioned, and their whole planet is ran off droids. Droids do everything. The humans don't do anything on this planet but live. So they can't shut them all down, because the way of living will be shut down. So they need help to stop these droids, and they don't have weapons themselves. But so you see where we're going with this. The Mandalorians go and help, and then we follow the quest of Bo-Katan and Mando and Grogu trying to find out what happened to the droids, how to stop the droids, and that kind of quest, which is what I like about Mandalorian, to be honest. Everything in Mandalorian has, it's like a game. There's a side mission, and then there's a congruent story running all the way through, which has been running since episode 1 up until now, which is chapter 22 in season 3. So I think it's really good how they do that. On doing that, they go and meet the Commissioner Holgate, Halgate, who is Doc from Back to the Future, which threw me off again. So star-studded cast in this episode. Basically, they go through the quest to find out. They go to this bar what's full of droids, and then they find out that all the droids go for a drink there, which is like drinking beer. And they've had these nanobots within inside of that. Basically, they've been drugged. That's basically what's happened. All the droids go there to drink in the Resistance bar. They've all been drugged there, or, you know, not technically not drugged, but you know what I mean, by these programmed subparticles of nanobots inside their drink, and it's changed them and made them all go crazy. And they get to the end of it, we realise that the person who was doing it was Doc all along, aka Commissioner Hellgate, and that's the person who was doing it, because he's a separatist and he follows the way of Count Dooku. So he gets arrested, brought back to the Jack Black character and Lizzo character, and then they show him the fleet and, you know, introduce him to the fleet of Mandalorians, which is her previous fleet of Night Owls, and she challenges the head of them now, the person who's running them, to a battle, and she wins. She kicks his ass. So by the time we get to the end of this, he basically says that, yeah, you've won this, but the person who you can't do it unless you have the dark saber, which Mando entrusts to her because he saved it. She gets the dark saber, so now she's running stuff, and she's got her fleet back, and it finishes there. So interesting to see what happens in the next episode. It finished with her with the dark saber in her hand. Something about her I don't trust, but it's still pretty cool, and I really enjoyed this episode again. Time goes so quick when you're watching Mandalorian. That's how good it is. It's film quality in episodic TV, which is you can't go wrong with. The story's right and the story's perfect. I'm your boy Savage. Comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What you enjoyed about this episode, what you didn't, and what you're looking forward to in the up and coming episodes. Right.